Who you calling a bee? Hey shawties, it's India Imani and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I have a little story time for you guys about my crazy ex. But before I start this little story time, I'm gonna need y'all to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. I'm gonna give y'all a second. All right, let's get into it. Okay, before I start this story time, I just want to say, ladies, please make sure y'all have some form of protection everywhere that y'all go. Just please make sure y'all are safe everywhere that you go, because God knows what these people are capable of. This story takes place in, I want to say, the very beginning of January. I think it was around January 11th, maybe. So basically, me and him, we've known each other for years, and we've really had like a on and off type of friendship. It was never a real relationship with him. It was like we both liked each other, but we couldn't be with each other. One, because I didn't trust him, and two, because he really couldn't commit at the time to somebody like me. Somebody who's way more mature for her age and knew exactly what she wanted and how she wanted it. Like it wasn't working like that. And I mean, we were young, so it really didn't matter. So fast forward to my 11th grade year, I finally decided to trust him into talking to him and stuff like that. He was always accusing me of stuff, not wanting to talk to him and stuff like that. And I was really consumed in school. Like I'm involved in life. Eventually we had to cut that off when he moved out of state for a little while. So we fast forward and he's back in Mississippi in January of 2020. This is one day after school, and I get out of school at 11:38, and I'm going home to go get my work clothes so I can go to work after I get out of school. So I head home, and it had been really rainy. Like, it had been completely rainy. So my neighborhood kind of flooded, which is kind of odd because my neighborhood never floods. Like, never. Like, I don't care how much rain it is, my neighborhood never floods. So it did that day. And so I couldn't go all the way home. I had to park like 2 streets over and walk home. I walked home, got my work clothes and stuff, got everything I needed, and then got my rain boots. And as I was leaving the house, he is across the street, standing outside, I guess, whatever, smoking, whatever. And he calls my name. So I'm trying to avoid him with everything in me. Like, I'm just like, He comes to me and he's like, long time no see. I haven't heard from you in so long and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. I mean, you not hearing from me for a reason. He's like, you've been a stranger and stuff. And he's like, I've been trying to get my life together, and I'm trying to do this and this for you. I want to get back together with you. I just want you to give me a chance. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't feel the same way. Like, my feelings aren't there anymore. So he was like, well, let's talk. Let me just walk you to your car. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So he's walking me to my car and stuff like that, and I'm just looking at like all the water and stuff. I'm like, dang, this is crazy. But he's talking, and I'm just like, I really had nothing to say to him, because I literally, at this time, I had no feelings towards him. Like, I'm looking at him and I had no feelings, like, at all. So he walks me to my car, and I'm just basically putting my stuff in my car and just listening to him at the same time, because I'm trying to head on out of there so I can go to work. So he's sitting there like, I've changed and stuff like that. And he was like, ain't no other boy gonna love you like I love you and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I'm just trying to do any and everything to get him away from me. So he was like, who you know love you the way I do? And I'm just like, it really don't matter to me because I'm single. Like, I'm just like, I don't care. But he was like, so you gonna say you don't love me? I was like, I don't. And so it was a car coming. I was like, you need to move out the way. It's a car right there. And he was like, it's a car. He was like, I don't care. I'd die for you. And I'm just like, what am I gonna say to that? Like, I didn't know what to say. I was like, well, I gotta go to work. Bye. I gotta go. He's like, well, are you gonna at least text me? I was just trying to say anything to get him out of my way. I was just like, all right, I'll text you, whatever. Bye. So I go to work. I'm working with my friend that day, so I'm telling her about everything that happened. So then she gets off. I'm still at work, and he's sending me like video messages on Snapchat. So he's just talking, basically saying the same stuff that he said before, just, you know, whatever. And then I get a customer. As I'm about to respond, I get a customer, and I sit my phone down. So I'm taking care of the customer, whatever, doing what I have to do. I left my phone for, I want to say, like a few minutes or whatever, but you know, I'm working. So I get back to my phone, and he sent me another video message. And here in the video message, he is screaming. He's like, why would you not respond to my message? I told you you need to talk to me and all this and all this. I'm just like, who is he yelling at? Because it ain't me. I don't play that. So I texted him and I was like, you better chill out before I block you. So I tell my friend, I'm like, he just sent me this video message yelling at me and stuff like that. And I'm like, girl, I'm kind of scared. Like, ain't nothing like this ever happened to me before. So I didn't know what to do. So she's like, well, you need to call me as soon as you about to walk out the door. Like, call me when you leaving. And I'm like, okay, bet, I'm gonna call you. Told my coworker, I said, you know what'd be crazy is if he came up here because I wasn't responding to him. And she was like, that would be crazy. And we was just talking about it, and I was just working, you know, whatever. I finally get off my shift. I call my friend before I walk out. And I'm telling her about the messages, and I'm telling her about how scared I am, because I'm like, what if this man come up here? So I'm walking into my car and I'm talking to her at the same time. I get in my car, I'm telling her about it, and I look to my left. And when I look to my left, there he is right beside me in the car. I'm just like, girl, here he's right here. She's like, oh my God, what are you talking about? I was like, the boy I was telling you about, he's right here. And so he gets out of the car and he comes to my window. And I was so mad. Like, I was livid. I was like, I cracked the window, because keep in mind, it is still raining. It had been raining all day. I cracked the window and I said, why are you at my job? Why are you at my job? Why are you at my job? And like, I'm just repeating that. He was like, you didn't respond to my Snapchat. I said, yes, I did. Like, I did. I told you I was gonna block you. Like, I responded to your Snapchat. He was like, well, I just need you to talk to me more. I'd say, why are you at my job? I'm at work. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not trying to hear nothing he gotta say. And I said, did your friend tell you to come up here? He was like, no, he told me I shouldn't. I said, well, you should have listened to your friend, because he was in a car with his friend. His friend just sitting there like nothing was happening. I'm like, is you gonna get your friend? Like, so you just make the situation 100 times worse by coming up to my job. Now I'm gonna have to block you off of every single thing. Like, you just made the situation 10 times worse than what it was. Like, I'm telling him I don't love him. I don't want to be with him. Like, I don't have any feelings towards him. I'm telling him that. He's like, I'm not gonna leave you alone. Now, and I was like, what is it gonna take for you to leave me alone? He was like, if you say this one thing, then I'll leave you alone. And I said, okay, what is it? He was like, say you done with me and I'll leave you alone. I said, okay, I'm done with you. And he says, I'm still not gonna leave you alone. I was like, what am I supposed to do with that? Like, what the heck? So I'm just sitting here and my friend's on the phone. She's like, you need to leave her alone. She said she don't want to talk to you and this and that. And then he's like, man, you being real disrespectful. I ain't trying to say nothing, but you acting like one of them other bees. And I was like, who you calling a bee? And he eventually pulls out. So I call my mama and I'm like, he just did this, he just did that. She's like, that's crazy because he just came to the house and asked for a jumper cable to boost his car off. And I said, you basically just gave this man leeway to come to this job, to come see me. She's like, I didn't even know he was doing all that. He seemed calm when I saw him. I was like, at this point with people, you never know. So I get in the house and like, I'm scared to even go to sleep because my ex, he knows where I live because he lived like our entire life. He lived across the street from me. He knows where I live. He knows exactly where my room is. Me, I'm already paranoid, and so with anything, I'm really paranoid. So I'm just thinking that he's gonna come out and get me everywhere I go. Like when I'm on my way to school, when I'm leaving the house to go to work, like I'm at work thinking he's gonna come back up to my job. Like I'm already paranoid with that type of stuff. I had not heard from him since until like June, and then not June, early May, before I was graduating. He texted me from an unknown number and he was just like, I just want to say congratulations on graduating and stuff like that. And then I'm like, who is this? And in the back of my head, like at first he sent me a message, I had no clue who it was, and he didn't respond. So he texted me again like a few days later, and I said, who is this? And in that moment, I knew in the back of my head who that was. So when he said it, I blocked the number. In June, I went on a trip to Missouri, and my cousin posted a picture of us, and he commented under the picture like those little looking eyes, and she was like, what that mean and stuff like that. My cousin like, what does that mean? He was like, tell her I miss her. You never know what anybody's capable of, and I'ma always have my guard up regardless. That's on period. Get some type of protection or whatever. You never know what these people are capable of. You never know what anybody's capable of. No matter how long you've known them, you never know. You never do. Thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Thank y'all so much again, and I'll see you in the next video, shawties. Bye bye.